I'm here with one of my best friends and one of the greatest musicians I've ever met in my life. This is Tom "Bones" Malone, who you may know from the Blues Brothers movies, also from New York studio work. He just recently played with Sting on the Rainforest concert, and a list of credits that are beyond belief. Worked with everybody, and you were on the David Letterman show for the past 22 years until it just recently ended that time period on the air. Tom, this is for the University of North Florida. This is for the Evolution of Jazz class for students who are just beginning their study of jazz. I wondered if you could just explain how the trombone works and your take on what you do with it.
Well, trombone is actually very simple. Okay. You blow in here and the sound comes out here.
Okay.
And the trombone, by the use of the slide, gets bigger and smaller as you play it.
Oh, wow.
When the horn gets bigger, the pitch goes down. And when the horn gets smaller, pitch goes up.
Okay, so it's really based on the slide itself.
It's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah. But
All
you can get every note and every note in between, because there are no frets on this instrument, as there are maybe on a guitar or a trumpet.
So you get a lot more nuances, you mean? In terms of...
That's one of the things that the trombone can do that no other instrument can do.
Oh, that's great.
These, endless numbers of glissandos.
Cool. And any word about just or words about the history of the instrument in terms of what the trombone players you like that you were influenced by that you like?
Well, the instrument was about from about 1450 in Europe. Was made not too different than the way it is. The flair of the bell has increased over the years, but it really hasn't changed much in the last 600 years.
No kidding. And trombone players that you love, you still listen to, or who your influences were when you were growing up? So this is for the kids that are maybe studying the beginnings of jazz with the trombone.
Well, J.C. Higginbotham was the first trombone player that I knew of that actually played jazz, and he was a New Orleans musician. He played in the original Dixieland band.
Okay.
After that, you should listen to Jack Teagarden.
Right.
Herbie Green. And then there was Tommy Dorsey and Glenn Miller from the big band era. They were quite prominent. But Herbie Green was my favorite, and he was a Mobile jazz musician who, in the style of Jack Teagarden. He played with Woody Herman and came to New York and became a prolific studio musician. He put out several albums of his own. Trombone players that are serious about playing jazz and playing big band style should listen carefully to Herbie Green. Yeah, he was a huge influence on me. I bought one of his records when I was about 13 or 14 years old, and I just wore it out for a couple of years. I just wanted to sound just like Herbie Green, and I'm still working on that. I was very honored to play at the International Trombone Association in Juilliard School of Music this past summer, and we did a tribute to Herbie Green. We made a couple of famous albums called Herbie Green and 21 Trombones.
Oh, that's great.
And the list of trombones on these records is the who's who of the best in the world. And so I got to play Herbie Green's part in front of Herbie Green.
Oh, how was that?
I was a little scared at first, but actually I got over that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we're out on the island of Maui. We're here playing with our friend Joe Caro, one of the great New York studio and blues guitarists. We're in between gigs with Gary Sinise. We're on our way to Honolulu, where we're going to be playing at Hickam Air Force Base in Honolulu for the troops. Thanks, Tom, for taking a minute. I'm sure the kids at school will enjoy it, and also the beautiful surroundings with the parrot in the background.
Yeah, he's providing a little background music for us here.
Music.
Also, you should check out people that are playing today, and up-and-coming trombone players like Michael Dease, D-E-A-S-E, playing some great music these days. Conrad Herwig, possibly the best. Thank you, Parrot.
The Parrot.
That was Conrad Herwig. See, the Parrot agrees with me. Conrad Herwig is one of the best living jazz trombone players, possibly the best.
Yeah.
And also check out, as far as trombone players in the 20th century, check out Frank Rossellino, Bill Watrous.
Yep, who was just at UNF recently, which was great.
Absolutely, yeah. These are the best of the best, and the more carefully you listen to them, the more you will be able to play like they play.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Bones.
My pleasure.